Hey, I'm Tim,
Hey, I'm David.
and we're Worth It Fridays.
What the nani?
Welcome to another Thursday episode where we do quick reviews of games that we think are worth your Fridays. Why? Because games are expensive nowadays, so we just want to, help you guys know if the games are still worth it. We want to make a new community where we can talk about games, new or old, because there's so many games out there.
Right? So many games. We'll be posting videos on Thursday, like this quick review here. And then we'll have another video, full length kind of podcast style of a discussion about the game on Fridays. So if you definitely like the videos and our past videos, give them a like, because that definitely will help us. As well as subscribe to us and, just to be updated on when videos are coming. Yeah. And as well, comment. We want to hear your thoughts and opinions or your experience of the game or any game suggestion for our next episode. We won't know until you comment. And as well as click that notification bar to be one of the first many viewers to know when we actually upload the video. So let's start today's episode. Today's episode is going to be based on Tom Clancy to Division 2. Plus, we'll be talking about the DLC expansion they added is the Warlords of New York.
Division 2 is an open world tactical shooter action role-playing game. That's a lot. But it also has a leveling system and a loot system because it's a looter shooter. It's also developed by Massive Entertainment, which is also the sequel to Tom Clancy's The Division. So thank you, Massive Entertainment.
Game offers an 8-player raid, as well as classes, but you have to hit level 30. And these classes are survivalists, where they use crossbows, demolitions, grenade launchers, sharpshooters, sniper rifles, gunners, portable miniguns, technician, a missile launcher, firewall using flamethrowers. The game also offers PvP, player versus player, as well as co-op missions, where you group up a group of 4 and you shoot a bunch of waves of enemies, all different types of enemies too, even boss fights. As well, it has a looting system where you shoot a bunch of enemies, grab all the items, and each item has a rarity stat, where it goes from common, uncommon, and very rare. The only thing the game that doesn't offer is crossplay. So if you want to be grouped with your friends, then you got to stick to one console or one PC. The game it's not available on the Switch. The game was released on March 12th, 2019.
The cost of the game for the base game is $40 Canadian. The game with the expansion, Warlords of New York, costs $79 Canadian, which is all the same price around for all consoles and as well as Windows. So let's get into our review of the game. How we review the game is we go from a score of 0 to 10, whether it's like for the story, whether it's engaging, it's immersive, you're really hooked onto the story, or if it's whatever, right? We gave the average score a 5.5 out of 10. The reason so being is the story is interesting, where you feel like the hero, beating up the main villain or like trying to stop them. The story of it is intriguing and interesting, where there's a possible chance that this could happen in real life. However, the premise of the story is more interesting than the story itself, unfortunately.
All right, so for the gameplay here, the way we're going to score the gameplay is 0 to 10. 10 being like the gameplay was awesome, smooth. It was meant to be a type of shooter game kind of thing. So we scored it as 9 out of 10. And that being said, because of the gameplay is intuitive and feeling that your character can do almost anything for this kind of type of shooter, rescue, or boss fight missions that you do in Division 2. However, there is a slight learning curve for you to play this game. So this could either be a bad thing for players or a good thing for players to have a challenge or stuff. But we scored it as 9 out of 10. For graphics, we scored it as 9 out of 10 as well. 10 being like, yeah, the graphics amazing. There's a lot of detail. The environment's looking nice. It's pleasing. And the reason why we rated it a 9 out of 10 was because graphics of the game is great, as there are many details of the surrounding environment. As the main theme is the post-apocalyptic environment, they put a really great detail on the damage of the city or the dirt on the windows, of dirty windows, all that stuff. So yeah, it definitely looks like a post-apocalyptic open world kind of game.
And lastly, we talk about the cost, and we give it a point or subtract a point or give it no point whether the game is essentially worth the cost. We all give it a point because the value of the game, and the game has so much content in there that There's so much to do, and with friends, that's just like it just sounds like a really good time. That comes to our total average of the game being a 7 out of 10, which means it's a solid game for us. The game does struggle with bugs or glitches where it can limit players in finding items or even passing through the game.
The game can also become repetitive where the game will lose its interest because of the repetitiveness. But overall, the game is still good and still fun as a multiplayer where you can group up with your friends and just battling through enemies with your guns. Overall, the game is still fun as a multiplayer where you can group up with your friends and just fight a bunch of waves of enemies that's coming after you and even fight a boss together.
If you guys like this review, we always have quick reviews every Thursday, and if you guys want a more in-depth conversation about the game that we talked about today, we post full-length discussions about the game every Friday as well. So if you guys like what we do, give us a like, subscribe, and comment, as well as hit that notification button, because as we grow, it'll help us a lot, and we just want to create a community where we can all just talk about video games.
All right, thanks for watching. Till next time, bye.
See ya.
And the game came out on 12 March.
Think all everyone's where we have wait.